Hey, Chris Cavalier here. Welcome to Civilization 5. We're going to be playing the Community Balance mod. We're going to be playing as Boudica with the Celtic Empire. We have the Pictish warrior as our hero. Maybe I shouldn't say hero, but it is our special unit. Only the Celts may build this unit, double movement and plus 25% defense in hills, snow, and tundra. Can pillage enemy units or improvements at no additional movement cost, and earns 200% of the opponent's strength as faith for kills. And we also have the Sealet Hall. I know I'm probably going to mispronounce a few things in the game, so feel free to leave comments telling me how bad I am at pronouncing things. I will try to get better as time goes on. If we do go ahead and get this special building, it will reduce boredom and provides a modest sum of culture when completed. So, let's go over how we are set up for the game. So we are playing as the Celts. They have Druidic lore, which means they have a unique set of pantheon beliefs, which is pretty darn cool. I can't wait to get to that. Our cities with our pantheon or found a religion neither generate nor receive foreign religious pressure. Great works produce +1 culture and +2 faith. We are playing on a standard size shuffle map on Emperor level of difficulty and at epic game speed. So I think those are some of the basics to get out of the way. My settler is probably in a decent spot. I do see we have, what do we have here? We have some sugar, we have some silver. I think that's pretty good. We are not going to be able to see if there are any fish until we research the proper technology. The same with cattle, the same with horses. The community balance mod does change quite a few things in the game, so let's go ahead and just build right here. And we are going to change the name of everything that we possibly can. So since we have some silver, what else we have? We have some sugar. I think we're going to go ahead and go with Silver Run as the name of our first city. It's going to be Silver Run. It is very similar to a name of a mountain backpacking trail that I have frequented often, so I kind of like that name. And let's see here, what do we want to go with? We want to go to production focus. Of course, we really don't have a good place to start off with a good tile, so we are going to go ahead and just go with the water. We're going to be doing some spear fishing along the shore, maybe send out some smaller craft. So since we did build our city on a forest, we are going to get some instant production. And so we are going to go ahead and build a scout, and he should be done in 1 turn. That is good to know. So we have our Celtic warriors here. Let's go ahead and change their name as well. Let's see here. What do we want to call them? I think we're going to call them the Silver. Yeah, let's call them the Silver Helms. That is what they're going to be. It's kind of a honorific title due to the location where we're located. So let's go ahead and start moving and discovering things. Let's see here. We need a research. So with the community balance mod, you cannot actually build a settler until you have research pottery. So I think getting pottery out of the way as soon as possible is going to be a good thing. And as you can tell, I usually play with a fairly minimalistic graphic user interface. I try not to have, I know that's sugar, I know that's silver, I know that's a plains, and I know that, of course, is a grassland, so I don't like to have a whole lot. I do like to have the hexes. They kind of fade out for me, and I really don't notice them so much. But that is the way that we're going to play. I do like to have my pottery up. And we do have some the advanced UI. So we are going to have lots of information as the game goes forward. So now we have a scout. I think we're going to get right into a monument. It's going to be my next thing I want to get going. So let's go ahead and get our scout out and about. Looks like we got more silver and more tundra and hills. Okay. I'll try to zoom out more, just so everybody can see what's going on. I typically play with the game zoomed in quite a bit. Okay, we found some ruins right away. Let's see what else can we do. Let's just continue along this path. Some ruins early are good. Is good. Okay, so what do we find here? Nomadic tribe wishes to join our civilization. That is perfect. So we get a boost to our growth right away. We really need that. Oh, there we have the Grand Mesa. Looks like we do have some city-states that are right on top of that. There we found Kaisel. Kaisel is a cultured city-state, which is good. Not too bad. Let's see, we haven't quite discovered these other ones, even though we see two of them here. So Monaco, another cultured, very nice. Pick up some culture with them. We got Bogota. Bogota is cultured. Wow. I think we're going to have to do what we can to try to be friends with them. I do like the cultured city-states. That's actually one of my favorite. And depending on what kind of gameplay you may have, it can be good or not. And so we found another shore here. It's probably going to be blocked off. Let's see here. We have not discovered any enemies. We have two city-states, one to the north, two to the south, southeast. So I'm thinking that we're going to go with tradition. You know, authority, you know, might be a way to go, but right now we haven't run into any enemies yet. So I'm thinking let's go with tradition. We'll get some bonus culture. We'll get some food. We don't look like we have a very good food spot as is, so that's something to keep in mind. So we're going to go that route for now. If we run into any opposing civilizations, we do have 7 opposing civilizations. Found some barbarians. We will definitely be going after them probably. It's hard to play without any combat. Okay, so where do we want to build our second? Where do we want to focus second? Let's see here. I think we just really want to focus on food for now. We don't have very good tiles to work so far, which is a little bit of a concern. So I'm trying to stay away from those barbarians and get a look of what we got going on. Go forward. Okay, so we have more ruins there. Ooh. So we got Attila shouting at us already. See if I can bump up his shouting at me a little bit. So I don't think he's gonna have a whole lot to say to us. Let's see here. So our scout is promoted. I think you can go with survivalism, which is a +5 hit points healed per turn outside of friendly territory and a plus 25% defense bonus. Or you can go with visibility range. I like the visibility range, especially early on in the game. My scouts typically don't do a ton of fighting. I kind of like to know where things are. Let's get over here and just kind of head him off and potentially finding anything. I think that's a decent idea to keep them from getting stuff that we want. I'm probably going to get pegged by the archer here. And I am, and it smarts. But let's get over here and see where these guys are coming from. So over there we got Attila's court. Here we picked up trapping. Interesting. And I'm pretty happy with that. So let's take a look to see how we can change our strategy now. So yeah, we definitely want to change what we're doing. We're going to go with the deer. That is going to help us immensely. Okay. So we got some deer near Silver Run, which is great. It also makes a whole lot of sense for me as Silver Run is right inside the National Forest. That is fairly close to me, so that kind of makes sense. So I am playing with random personalities for our opponents. Oh boy, just gonna miss getting to that one. And the reason I do that is I like the gameplay to be different every time, and lots of times the same civilizations will have the same opponent civilizations, and so I like it where it's mixed up a little bit. So Attila may or may not be aggressive, which could be interesting. But I think it'll make the gameplay a little bit more fun. Typically, they are how they normally are, so I'm not expecting a real big change. Let's see, do we got anybody up over this hill? We do. We have Quebec City. And they are protected by the Huns already. Interesting. The Huns are on top of the game. Okay, so we got some more population growth. Let's take a look. What else would we like to focus on? I'm thinking let's just go with food. Do everything we can to promote that. So since we do have the Huns nearby, I think we will start going down the authority line, which is similar to the might. It's a combat oriented. Because tradition, you know, the garrison or the justice would help with our garrison, with our city's base strength. It would also allow us to have a slot for an engineer specialist, which I don't think we really need. We've got pretty good production where we're at. Our problem is food. Also with the authority, you can actually work down towards getting free settler, which is a little bit different. Things got shuffled around a little bit, so that's actually pretty cool. So we're going to go with authority. And it'll help us fight off some of these barbarians, and maybe we can work on building up our influence with the city-states that are located around us. Because I think we will need their aid if we run into any conflict. Let's see here. Let's get ahead of him. Wow, he's going to steal another one from me. Or rather, I just have been fairly inactive or not going the right way. So he's going to beat me to that. Not too happy about that. So since that's an archer, we'll go this way. Where can you go? Let's have you head back this way. My game likes to keep on zooming in on me, so I do apologize if that is a little bit annoying. Let's see if I step there. Are they on a hill? They are on a hill, so they would be able to shoot me if I move there, so maybe we'll stand there and just rest a second. Okay, so we did pick up altitude training. I believe that's from the... How did we get the altitude training? Oh, that's right, we have Mount... is that Mount Kilimanjaro? Yep, that's what it is. So we'll have to make sure everybody visits that. That is pretty cool that that's pretty close. Maybe we can build a city near there. Actually, I'm really liking all this wheat down here. I want to keep an eye on that to make sure we're building there before the Huns. Let's see, so you can just keep on moving along here. Okay, what do we want to research next? You know, we probably want to make it so we can get some Pictish warriors up. Animal husbandry would be nice, but I'm really concerned about the Huns being so close, and they might be eyeing the spot as well. And if they are, I'm probably going to take it to them right away. I really don't want them horking in on my territory. Okay, I better step away. They're probably going to get a little bit upset that we have two units that are bordering them. Okay, so what do we want next here for production? I think that we are going to go with a granary for the sole reason that we really could take advantage of the granary with for gaining some food. Yeah, we're going to get +1 food. We get +3 just for the granary. We get +1 for each deer. So I think that's a good way to go. I don't have enough money to cut the time in half. You can't actually buy buildings in this one. You can buy warriors, you can buy units. But if I hit this 180 here, it would just cut the time in half, so it would go from 14 to 17 turns. Which is good to know. And it does pay off to actually take advantage of that. Okay, so the scout, what do you see? You run into another scout. Okay. Nobody has any quests yet, so we are waiting on that before we actually start entering into combat with some of these barbarians. Although it could be nice. You know, it could potentially be nice just to build up some XP. So what I think you are going to do is you are going to sit tight I want to sit tight there, sure. Wow, lots of mountains in this area. So that could mean that Attila is really going to be moving towards me as opposed to away from me. Mountains tend not to be the best hexes. Oh, there we got Leventa, a religious trait for them. And I'm mainly camping out here to keep an eye on Attila's court. If they send out a settler, I will let them know my displeasure with them thinking about settling in my direction, and if they don't comply, I'm going to attack. Not afraid to get into a war early, especially if there's some prime real estate that I want to get that they may potentially be competing with me for. Okay, so we have another barbarian encampment. Okay, so you can just keep on going this way, I guess. Ooh, what do we have here? We have Lake Victoria, 6 food, 3 coins. It's probably a bit out of our way to do anything about early, but it may be something we can think about at a later time. Let's see here. If we go for food, yeah, that would really cut down the time. What if we went here? 19 versus 16. And then how about our building? So that would be 7 without anything selected. 6. Now we might go here and just try to get our granary up as soon as possible. Don't think that can be a wrong move at all. I gotta keep on making sure. So we do have an archer stepping out here. If I step forward, I might have 2 archers shooting at me, so maybe I will move back a step. Although them hitting me is not that bad. Maybe I should just fortified. Looks like we got some amber. Is that what that is? It is. Surprised we haven't run into anybody else yet. It's a fairly quiet map right now. We're just going to fortify there and take the damage and kind of farm the XP a little bit. I wonder if we can move across that. Nope. Here we got Kabul. It is protected by Morocco, so Morocco must be nearby, and it is another culture-oriented city-state. It's pretty interesting. Okay, I'm starting to get concerned about when they're going to come out with something. Because I believe they would want to fight me for that territory. So the next thing I think we're going to build is going to be getting a unit out. And just keep on farming that. Okay, so we have Ahmad here. How is it going, my camel friend? That would really freak you out if you're a Celt and you saw a camel, I would imagine. Especially at this point in time. Let's see here. I doubt that you're going to have anything useful for me, but it's good to know that Morocco is now between us and... well, we got Quebec in front of us, so they probably are not going to be a concern. In fact, they might even join us potentially in a potential war if the Huns get a bit aggressive. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Maybe I want to start heading back, checking out this area. Because I may need my scout to actually partake in some combat, especially early on. Although I really didn't do him any favors by giving him the scouting. So here we got Pakal of the Maya. What do you know? He is neutral. I wonder where he is located. Wonder where he could be. So he's probably not too close to us. He's probably over in that general direction. So we really don't care about him quite yet. Okay, so we are able to pick up a promotion here. So Drill 1 is going to be a plus 15% combat strength versus fortified units and plus 20% versus cities. And Shock is plus 10% combat strength. Flank attack bonus increased by 25. You know, I kind of like the Shock. It's more all-around useful. Ooh, it looks like we could actually upgrade if I was in my own territory. Do I want to run back and get upgraded? How much is that going to cost me? 105 hammers. No, not 105 hammers. 70 gold. 70 gold to upgrade. So I like that option. However, I don't want to leave this area without an eye on it. Let's see here. We can do survivalism or scouting 2. Let's do scouting 2. I really do like the visibility. Okay, so look at all that area I can see. Doesn't take quite as long to scout. Let's see here. We need to produce something. Let's see. I'm not dying for money yet. I could get a Pictish warrior. I could go with a settler, which would probably be a good idea, but I think I'm gonna go with the Pictish warrior. I think that is a good idea. Get me prepared for war a little bit. Okay, so where do I want to go with my technologies? You know, bronze working is always good, especially since with this with the community balance mod, to chop down anything, you need to actually get bronze working up here. So that is something to take note of. But I think we're going to go with animal husbandry, and that way we can actually work up towards a barracks. The fishing would also be good. It would reveal fish for us. But I think the animal husbandry is the right choice at this time. And with the way the technology tree does work in the community balance mod, it's really difficult to beeline towards a particular technology that you may want. So, you know, I kind of just work towards what I want rather slowly. Kind of just go even keeled, and it does kind of make sense, you know, that you just can't jump forward and try to target specific things. Okay. Wow, what's going on? What the Pakal, is he up to something? Doesn't look like it. I really like how in this enhanced UI you can actually just kind of mouse over, you can get all this great information. It's very nice. I will have to find the links for that and include that. Let's see, if I step there, I'll probably get shot at, and I would probably upset Quebec, since I don't think I have any influence with them. 3. You know, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways, because I want to get through there. And that, by the time I actually want to do business with them, it'll be alright. So we'll just go something like that. They'll probably get a little bit more upset, but that's okay. Surprised Attila hasn't sent out anybody, you know, really to check things out. Okay, so let's get Scout into position. He will relieve him, and maybe we can go in and send him back to get upgraded. Getting quite a bit of XP just sitting here, which is kind of amusing. Okay, so we have some more population now. Let's see here. Which way do we want to go this time? So if we did go with our silver, let's see, what happens if we... So we'd gain 3 turns on a new citizen, more population if we went with food, but I think we can get away with going with more hammers. Get things done quicker, pound out these warriors, and maybe we'll go after Attila. Although he is not seeming like he is that aggressive right now. And I also need to get over and check that out. So we do have some people that are asking us. See, Kabul wants us to take out a barbarian encampment. Bogota wants us to kill some barbarians. Quebec does as well. So we're going to have to get working on that. It's a good idea to build up some influence with some of these city-states. As far as our grand strategy, I'm really hoping to get our faith built up so we can actually have one of our unique pantheons, which is pretty cool. I know people want to be checking that out. Let's see, do I want to just move up here and maybe... Yeah, look at that. He has 2 warriors and an archer. I don't think he's built a settler yet, which is a bit surprising. Again, when they're trying to build, what am I thinking of? When they're trying to build pottery right away, it really slows down the production, even on the higher difficulties. So it kind of changes the game a little bit early on, anyways, on these higher difficulties. Of course, I'll be behind, you know, point-wise, most of the game probably, as the computer tends to move ahead and they're able to build a little bit faster. Okay, so we're going to have our Pictish warrior pop up now. That is a good deal. And our silver helms. Let's see here. What do I want to take? I think they might take cover. I do like cover. You know what we didn't do? So our Pictish warriors are now here, so we need to give them a name. So let's see, we have the silver helms. We might call these guys the Reavers. They are the barbarian Reavers. We send them after barbarian camps. That is going to be their primary goal in life. Let's see here. Who is in want of something? Kaisel doesn't want anything, so we might go south here, which sort of fits with what we want to do anyways. Okay, so we need a new technology to go for. Let's see, we could... Is the wheel going to do us any good right away? I think what we could either go bronze working, although we really don't need bronze all that badly. I say we go for military theory. Let's do that. And work on our defense as much as possible. Let's see here. Our money is still okay, so we can put off the caravan. I think we're actually going to go for our settler. And with that, we are actually going to reset our tiles, go full out production. Let's see, we can get them out in 10 turns, so we gain 2 turns since we're not producing any population at this time, so I think that's pretty good. Soaking up that XP where we're at there. Let's see here. How far can we move? So he's going to get extra moves. Okay, so that's pretty good. We'll start clearing out this camp here in a minute. Although they've been good to me. But I would rather have me take it out and get some influence for it than Attila here. So let's just keep on going. Let's try. We never named our scout either. We need to name our scout. Let's see here. We're going to call these guys the River Bandits. We pay them so they stay busy and they stay away from Silver Run. They're kind of an unsavory sort of characters that joined up for that unit. And while Attila now has 3 warriors and an archer, we definitely have to worry about them. Okay, so let's see here. Where can we go? Say we go here. We can work our way around. We're getting pretty close to an end time here, but I think we want to... Let's get some fighting involved here. Let's see. You could step up there. And then you could actually go in there, attack them. And let's see here. Let's have you move forward. Let's say to there. That's right, you can actually attack too. Let's have you attack. And then we could get our scout involved by moving him over. So one pantheon is founded. Let's see here. Morocco. Okay, so our Pictish warriors receive a promotion. We'll give them shock. Let's see here. We can actually go in here and take out this camp, which is good. So Bogota is now friendly with this. Let's see here. Our silver helms will go in here and take out them. So we're getting some stuff for defeating these guys. Let's keep our scout in a spot where we can have eyes on what is going on. So we have a historic moment because our civilization completed a global city-state quest. My tourism for Silver Run and the nation of the Celts is with +1 for all known civs, so quite a huge thing. We are demanding whales. We are demanding whales. Very interesting. Ahmad also built Stonehenge. You know, I don't mind if they're building Stonehenge, because that means later on I could just go attack them and take it over. Is always the good thing that you can do. So okay, we're going to back up a ways here and focus back on making sure no one is going to move into our spot. You know, maybe we could leave our scout here. For our next policy, I think we're going to work down towards Imperium, which is going to require us to take Dominance. So Dominance, killing a military unit generates science based upon the strength of the defeated unit. All melee units heal for 20 points after killing a military unit. So I think that is the way to go. When we get Imperium, we'll get a free settler. You know, you can't beat that. Especially since you can't rush them or buy them. And that you can't steal them. You know, if I go and attack somebody that does have one, you know, you're just going to get a worker for it. Let's see, our warrior, let's move him over to here. I think we got this area pretty well staked out. We found another barbarian camp. I'm not sure where it is, but right now I want to focus on getting my settler down here. And I think we will go ahead and get that settler placed in our next video. I'd like to thank you all for watching Civilization 5 as we play the Celts. We have one city. We are probably going to have a war with Attila fairly soon. He looks like he's really building up the military. Hopefully we'll be able to have some city-states that will back us. Thank you all for watching. I am Chris Cavalier.